defund the NYPD, the entirety of the push is defund the NYPD and refund all of these different social services and things that actually create safety.
I am not defunding the police. I am not running to defund the police.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video here on the channel. So today we'll be focusing on Zohran Mamdani, the person who wants and seeks to become the next mayor of New York. So Mamdani has yet again made another controversial move. He is backpedaling on one of his most controversial policies, that is the policy to defund the police, or the NYPD. This comes as a result of many socio-political developments, specifically the mass shooting that was carried out in Manhattan a few days ago, which resulted in the death of a police officer, Didarul Islam. So many New Yorkers are claiming that this is hypocritical, that is going back against his word, that he needs to stand on business, essentially not to be a chameleon. So many people are reacting left, right, and center. And here are just what a few people think about this development. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Following the tragic mass shooting in a Manhattan office building on Monday, controversial New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani is now responding to his past calls to defund the police. Listen.
My statements in 2020 were ones made amidst a frustration that many New Yorkers held at the murder of George Floyd.
Mamdani has walked back his stance. However, a competitor in the mayoral race, Andrew Cuomo, seized on the comments following the shooting, telling CNN the 33-year-old doesn't understand the importance of the NYPD.
So New York's own socialist mayoral candidate, I'm not about to say his name, is now backpedaling from some claims of some unsavory comments he made about police and defunding them back in 2020. For some reason, Democrats think that the internet is not forever, I guess. But this is coming after a mass shooting that occurred in New York City, where a crazed gunman went into a building and did the unthinkable, which led to the unaliving of an NYPD officer. Too many times we see Democrat politicians come out and condemn law enforcement just because a video is shown of law enforcement officers actually doing their job. No matter what city you go into, if it's controlled by blue, and if you're a law enforcement officer, you're as good as your next fuck up. But too many times since the creation of Black Lives Matter, we have seen these woke politicians jump to the side of the criminal and condemn the very apparatus that is there to protect the people of that city, law enforcement. I can't begin to tell you how many times we've seen AOC, Mamdani, and any other liberal tard get on the mic and try to get their 2 seconds of fame condemning law enforcement, saying that they need to reallocate the funds set aside for public safety to go to social services and all other shit that just keeps people on the dole. Meanwhile, the citizens in that city is living in fear. Now, can you imagine if in 2020 liberals got their way in New York City? This situation that happened in New York City with the active shooter, we wouldn't have had the response that we had from law enforcement, because they would have been defunded. And this is a classic case of why liberal policies don't work.
Zohran Mamdani is a fucking liar. He's literally saying he was calling for defunding the police and said, oh, that was years ago. Fucking December was months ago. Is this what you guys really want for New York? You just want to London yourself? Fucking go for it is what I say. You know you can't trust a fucking socialist. Look at Bernie Sanders flying around in $25,000 fucking flight fucking private jets because he's too good to fly coach. Like, no, motherfucker, just get first class like everybody else. Well, he can't do that, can he? And here comes Zohran Mamdani, the Muslim socialist that promises He didn't mean what he said months ago because in his world, it's years ago. And you know the only reason he's fucking winning against Eric Adams, because Eric Adams was warned, remember, be a good Democrat. He's not being a very good Democrat, and they're just going to replace him with a Muslim socialist. Yay! If anybody's in New York and you see this, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're for Zohran Mamdani or if you're against it. I really want to know in the comment section. Don't forget to like and repost.
No, never forget. You don't get to get away with what you said in 2020. You don't get to be that weak. You don't get to be that radical, that pandering in a moment of crisis and move forward today as you're running for mayor. No, we have the receipts.
When we talk about defund the NYPD, the entirety of the push is defund the NYPD and refund all of these different social services and things that actually create safety.
That's just one receipt. He spent a lot of time calling to defund the police.
So get this. Zohran Mamdani is now distancing himself from defunding the police, but still wants to dismantle the squad that actually saved the day. Can't make this up. Mamdani originally said he would disband the NYPD Strategic Response Group, the SRG. You know, the elite unit that storms into shootings and saves lives. But after a mass shooting killed 4 people, including an NYPD officer, Didarul Islam, he comes back from vacation, meets the family and says, actually, I'm not trying to defund the police anymore. Except he still wants to chop off the very unit NYPD chief and Mayor Adams both said acted flawlessly. Critics and cops are calling him morally tone deaf. One said, he only wants to defund the SRG because they're the ones responding to his protests. His opponents are labeling it dangerous and, yes, politically tone deaf. This is the man that wants social workers responsible for answering calls like mental health disturbances and domestic violence disputes. Not our police officers, social workers. New York, open your eyes, because Mamdani's supporters do not understand that the only reason that you can live, work, and be alive in New York City is because of previous mayors that are against everything Mamdani stands for.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you've heard, after the death of Officer Didarul Islam, Mamdani is backpedaling on his policy of defunding police, and he has distanced himself from his previous remarks. He has even claimed that these remarks came as a result of his frustration with the police after the unfortunate death of George Floyd back in 2020. So, the former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, has taken this opportunity to attack Mamdani, saying that defunding the police is a very dangerous idea, that Mamdani is risking the public safety of the people of New York, that this is a critical matter, and the New York Police Department cannot just be defunded. As you can see, in cases such as mass shootings, the majority of NYPD officers normally handle such issues professionally, and they are trained to prevent such cases from happening. And in a case whereby the police will be defunded, there may be cases of increased insecurity in the city of New York. The opponents of Mamdani have also gone ahead to attack democratic socialists such as AOC, Bernie Sanders, and Mamdani himself, that these people don't understand public safety. And also, his critics are saying that he has suddenly turned back on his supporters, that a person cannot just wake up one day and backtrack on what they have founded their platform on. Mamdani has been campaigning on defunding the police since a while ago, since as far back as 2020. Yet now that a police officer has been unfortunately murdered, now people are claiming he has suddenly become clever and is going back against his word. So on his part, Mamdani has defended himself, claiming that former Governor Andrew Cuomo is using the death of Officer Didarul Islam to politicize this whole matter, claiming that he has not even condoled with the family of the late Didarul Islam, that he has taken this opportunity to attack Mamdani, that in all of his speeches that he has made recently, there have just been attacks on Mamdani. And also Mamdani has said that he will not be defunding the police completely. Rather, the police will be left to deal with very serious crimes, while he himself will be forming a new department called the Department of Community Safety, which will be tasked in handling such minor cases, including cases of mental health crisis. So these are the new political developments that are currently happening, and I'll be sure to update you once any other thing happens. So if you're new here, please consider liking the video. If you've loved it, please subscribe to the channel and join the family of enthusiastic subscribers. Don't also forget to share the video to your respective audiences, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Cheers and peace.